Hello, YouTube family. This is Ravi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I'm back with another video on ServiceNow Flow Designer, where we are going to study today what are the flow actions, how to create a subflow, and how to use that subflow within a flow. So, let's get started. And before we start, I'm so sorry for the delay. So, I was really very much occupied last month with my own personal stuff. But from now onwards, I am available. I will be creating more videos frequently over the months. So probably 4 to 5 videos or more than that also over the month will be coming. So every week, two videos probably I'm targeting. So around 8 videos per month on all the topics. So in the next video, we are going to discuss on the. I'm thinking to create a video on Gemini API, like you can read an image and you can out of that image you can see what that image basically, so basically integration with an Gemini API, that also we'll see. So that's in the different side, but today we are going to see how you can create a subflow and use that flow with a scenario. So let's get started. So someone who is watching the channel for the first time, this channel is dedicated for ServiceNow admin developers. You can learn a lot of things from here. And if you have not watched the previous video, you can go back and watch that video. If you really like it, then you like it and subscribe it. Else, there are a lot of channel across YouTube. You can go and find your way to learn. Every channel is good. The only thing is that what you follow, follow from first till last. Okay, so let's go to the flow designer, and you know that flow designer is on this service now. Left navigator, you just have to type the flow designer. Before we go there, let's create a requirement. So let's say I have one table called Medical Store India. Okay, this is the table Medical Store India. Okay, let me delete all the records from here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when a medical record, or you can choose any table. I'm just choosing one custom table. This is my own custom table, which I have created. You can see the table name start with U underscore. So obviously it is not coming from the out of the box. It is coming from a custom part, means I have created it. So when a record is created on this table, okay, a subflow will trigger a notification, or a subflow will do some activities. Let's do that. So let's go back to this part. Type here flow designer. Open the flow designer. Yeah. So basically, when you see a dollar on the top, it means that it is a page, not a form. And I hope I'm recording this session. Just a second. Yes, I am recording this session. So let's go back and create a new flow. First, we'll create a flow, and then we'll call that flow subflow on this flow. So let's do this. Let's say medical store India. Yeah. I will put a underscore here. So description, you know about it. You know all this. So I will type as a system user and submit. So I am a system user of my system. So skip that too. Now see, this is the flow. You know that in Flow Designer, we have certain steps. The first step is how you are going to trigger the flow. How ServiceNow understand that you have to trigger this flow if I create a record. So obviously this will be a trigger condition: creation of record, updation of record, service catalog. So how many triggers are available? You can notice here. We have create, update. We have schedule jobs. We have SLAs. We have one more will be there. Yeah, inbound emails, service catalog. Service catalog we have already seen. So let's go with all these options. So let's use this option called when the record is created, and you have to choose your table, and the table name is your Medical Store India. Guys, I'm repeating again, this is my own table. So if you don't find this table on your ServiceNow instance, it means that this table is not with you. You can create your own table, Medical Store. Okay, and just done. Give a Always try to give a annotations, that for the best practice, guys. So when you create any flow, make sure that you are following a proper naming convention, and just give the annotation. So it is for uh, record creation in medical store table. As simple as that. It's just a information. It's like a info message kind of a stuff which we do with a script. Similarly, we can give a message here, and this message is called annotations. So once you select this table, automatically on the right hand side, and you remember we call this as a data, where you can drag and drop this data. So you can, if you can go back and check the video guys on YouTube. So I will show you where it is. So let's go back and just type YouTube and just type here ServiceNow Flow Designer, and you can, so sorry, go back and put Ravi. Okay, so flow part one, part two. I have part three also. This one is part three, and now this is the part four. So there are four parts. If you can watch from starting, that will be good for you. Okay. Let's go back. All these columns are available under the medical store India tables. If I click on this, see these are the columns: any suggestion, diet info, doctor name, hospital name. The requirement is when I create a record over here, now a subflow will trigger, and that subflow will only trigger when I create a record, and if the condition says that if purpose of visit is chest pain. If a user select chest pain from this table, a subflow will trigger that will send a notification to the patient email ID, whatever the patient email ID, and even if it can send an email to doctor name that this person has reported a chest pain. Okay, so how we can do this? We can normally do this with the normal actions and all, but now we are going to do with the subflows. So when you create a record here on the medical store, and if the condition is chest pain, so how we can use if condition? So we have to create an action. What action I'm going to perform now? I have selected a trigger, and then what action? So we have to click on add action here. And what is my action? So action is if the purpose of visit is chest pain. So we have to use a if condition. So if condition will come under the flow logic. So we'll click on this, see if condition for each condition. All these conditions are here. So let's click on uh, if user selected only chest pain. So only in case of chest pain, it should happen. So what condition I have to pick here? Drag and drop the data pill. So where the data pill? On the right. And what is the column name? So column name is purpose of visit. So where this column will come? Under this table. So I click on this purpose of visit, where it is. Yeah, see, I can drag and drop. Purpose of visit is chest pain. If it is true, then it's gonna call the subflow. So now I will create a subflow. So first of all, let me save this record. Flow is successfully saved. Now we'll go to the first page of ServiceNow. Now we'll click us create a subflow. Let's say uh, send, or let's say notify underscore doctor. This is my subflow. Descriptions, applications, category. So you can choose your category of your subflow. So I can choose, I don't have any such category here which I can choose. Email, I can choose email. That's fine. Uh, Run as system user. That's all. Submit. Now, here, when you create any subflow, they're asking what is the input and what is the output. What will be the input of the flow? What will be the output of the flow? So obviously, the input will be from this flow. What will be the input? So whatever the record, just think guys, whatever the record create here, let's say a one record is created, what will be the input of this record? So for example, I will create any random record, let's say system admin. Okay, if I click on save, see here, sys ID will be coming on the top. So record will have a unique ID called sys ID. This is the sys ID. Okay, let me paste it here. This is sys ID. Now I will pass this sys ID as an input. Why? Why? Just you can pause the video and you can tell me. The reason behind this passing this ID as an input, because I want to only trigger when the record, this a particular record is having a chest pain. The condition is already mentioned, but for this particular record. So input will be my sys ID. Why sys ID? Because obviously the record which I create, for that only the subflow will trigger. Correct. So here we will choose as an input that. So click on this plus sign and input. Click on plus here to create an input. So input will be, let's say, I can put a label as record sys ID. Click outside. You can notice by default, and obviously sys ID is a single line text string box, 32 characters. So, and you can make it as a string. Type is a string. If you want to choose something which is coming from some other table, let's say in many cases you will notice Subflow might be coming from user table. Let's say input. So I can create something like this. Click on the type and type here reference, and then you will choose the table. So let's say I'm using sys underscore user, or let's say group table. So now this will be reference to the group table as an input. So obviously I'm not using any reference here. This is mostly used in case of catalogs, reference and all. In general term, we can use string, we can use array, whatever the input which you like to pass, you can pass the input for. But in my case, string is enough. I will use normal string. Output. So I will create an output variable. Output variable is record number. Okay, this should be my output variable. Click on done. So Subflow input and output is created. Now in the action section, I will send a notification. So I will create on action here and type here send email. Okay. And email should be sent to the doctor, manager, whatever it is. Okay. So before that, what I have to do is, okay, sorry, target record. Yeah, when you click on send email, target record is nothing but whatever the sys ID I receive from the column which we have created over here. What input? Sys ID. And from where this sys ID will come? Sys ID will come from this medical store table. Okay. So here, what I will do is, let me just randomly give anything. I will come back to this subject A, just done. And let's save this and then publish it and then use it and then come back. See, save this, publish this. Okay. Now I will attach this subflow over here. So click on this, then trigger a subflow, and the subflow, what is the name? Notify, notify doctor. Okay. And what is the ID? Obviously, medical record ID. Whatever the medical record ID which we will pass from the top when the record is created, this will be the input. That's what I am trying to explain you guys. See here, we will pass the input, record sys ID. Now this input, let me save it and activate also. Later I'll come back and do it. So whatever the input I receive from this record, whatever the record is getting created over here, whatever the input I receive, I am passing it here. And let's go to the subflow, refresh the page. Fine. Now click on send email. Input table, you can choose the table name. So my table name is my table name. Okay, no need to choose the table name because here we have already selected a target record. Here we can put the details. Click on this data field. We have only one input, record sys ID. So obviously we will not be able to pass the doctor details, correct? Because the mail should be triggered to the doctor. So in this case, what will happen? The mail will never trigger to the doctor. I have to randomly, or I have to hard code this value. So from where doctor details will come? Obviously from this table, medical store table, and medical store table is present on this flow. So now what I will do is I will create another input. Click on plus and here I'll put doctor, doctor email. Okay, doctor email. And let's put this as a string only. Email is a string. And again, one more input. And this input will be my uh, patient email. Patient email. Fine. All good. Patient email, doctor email. Now, but doctor email, if you notice, let me go back to the medical store table. This is the if you notice, doctor is a reference field. Here, whatever the patient I choose, patient email is auto populating, whatever I have selected here. But in case of doctor, if I select something, see, then I have to go inside it and pick the email from here. So what I should do? What I have explained you just now. So in this case, I will choose a type reference and then we will go with the username is sys underscore user sys underscore user. See here. Now you will get the user details. Or if this is not you are not understanding this part, just let it be sys string. Okay, and see what will happen later on. So I put this three as an input and I will get only one as output. That's okay. Now click on done. Now we will go to the send email. To whom I want to send? I want to send to the doctor's email. I want to send to the patient email, and the subject line will be patient alarm alert chest pain. Okay, here body I will put hello. You can put uh, hello doctor. The patient has reported the chest pain. Chest pain. Please, uh, please suggest something on this. Thanks, hospital team. Okay. So let's say this email will send. Fine. Now, after sending this email, update the same record under the prescribed medicine, put aspirin. Now, again, guys, I am telling you something which is very important. If someone is having chest pain or sudden heart attack, there is a situation. In that case, don't panic. Please keep with you this medicine called aspirin. Aspirin. We call it a disprin. Give that medicine to that patient as soon as possible. At any cost, just put that in the mouth and close the mouth. This will dilute the blood. Okay, so that can save lot of people, lot of person from at least from heart failure. So cardiac arrest is a bigger problem nowadays. Try to keep this medicine with you. Anytime, give it to everyone. It's not bad thing. Give it to your father. Let them keep in the purse or something somewhere. It should be there so that you can easily access it. If it will dissolve in a body within seconds and it will help in blood dilution, it is only recommended during heart attack. Keep this with you. So my request will be keep this with you with your parents and everyone. So I want to update the same record with a aspirin word here. Okay. So from the flow designer, how we can do it? So after sending an email, I will update the same record. So I will create an action, and what action it will be? Update record, update record. And what record? The same record SysID I will update. Fine. And what I should be updating? So it's not coming. Okay, yeah, choose this. Now prescribed medicine 50 mg. Okay, done. And just save this and then publish it. Publish. But I have to create a here there will be change in the properties, guys. Let me just delete this again because now we have to give three inputs. So I will call the subflow and my subflow is notify doctor. And now we have three things over here. See, doctor email, patient email, record society. Record society is the same one. Patient email will be click on this trigger record, medical store, patient email. So MNOP, patient email, patient email. Okay, doctor emails. Doctor email is a reference field which I told you. So I will go inside the doctor. You can click from here also. You can get it. ABCD doctor. Then go to the email. ABCD. Put, put this over here. Done. But it is a reference field, guys. Let's see. Click on done. And now, if a user select chest pain, notify the doctor and end the flow. Very simple. I hope you understand this. And this is the one which you will be doing in the upcoming days when you are being part of anything. The logic will be same. Create an input, get the output. In input, whatever you pass, you have to define here. That's it. Click on save. You can pause the video. You can revisit the video. Do whatever you want, but try to learn this because this is going to be useful in all the respects. Save it, activate it now. And let's go back. Medical store. Yeah. Let me delete this record. Okay, now to check this, let's type email. Go to the email. So I received so much email today. So I will delete everything. Delete. Now, so let's create a record on the table. All set now. Let's see whether the record is after creation of this, this mail will trigger or not. I am again reminding you, doctor email is a reference field, but on the subflow we have used as a string. So let's see what error we are getting, or is it really possible without any error we can pass this test? So let's see that. And meanwhile, I will open this subflow also side by side. So you can open the subflow through this button called uh, big window. So here you can notice input I have given as a string. So let's create a record now. Click on new. If there is no error, then everything will be perfect. I am assuming there will be an error. So now doctor's email is, let's say, able tutor, for example, and other details if it is chest pain. Right click, save. Now, where to check all this? We can type here emails and we can find the logs. So currently there's no mail trigger. Okay, two mails are triggered, but this is already there on that table. I might have created for someone. So this is not the one which I am looking. The subject line should be alert chest pain. So obviously the record is created, but the mail is not triggered. Even let me check whether record is updated or not. Refresh the page. No, aspirin is not updated. It means that there's an error. How to find the error? So go to the flow designer, go to the first one, parent one, click on this, go to this executions. Okay, there is one. Yeah. You can see error. What is the error? Open the flow context. Email validation failed. Table required both a name and a record ID. You will notice here Okay, done. So guys, I have created one more input called table name, because here what as per the error what they're asking, everything I'm doing live only guys, you might also get this error. So they are saying that table required both a name and the record ID. So table name is missing here, and table name is a reference field, correct? You guys all know about it. So in this case what I have to do is I have to go to the Subflow, I have to go to the email back, and here we have to create a table name, just a field name, and here it is reference to the medical store table. Let me delete this, create a send email. Okay, okay. We have to provide the input as a table name. Now medical store is coming up over here. So now two is your doctor's email, your patient email, or let's say patient email on the top, doctor's uh doctor email on the two side, and in the CC we are going to put the patient name, and the subject we are going to use is uh, alert chest pain. Okay. Hello, hello doctor, please suggest something on this ASAP. Thanks, hospital team. That's why, guys, I don't create email I create email notification instead of send email. This is the issue, universal issue. We can't help. Okay, now I hope again action. Action we have to create update record, and same record I have to update. So I will put the SysID, record SysID, and the table name. Okay, I can put directly the table name here, medical store, India. And now update the prescribed medicine to aspirin, 1 gram, 50 gram. That's all. And just save this, publish this. So if any error is there, guys, any error, you have to come to this option, three dots on the right hand side. You have to go to the execution like this. The error, it was showing correctly. Email validation failed. To handle this error, let's check table required both. So table name is required, which was missing, and email was the issue, that was also missing. So output variable, you will get an output. So remember that execution is very important, and you will get the error from there. I hope everything is clear now. So we have created the inputs, we have created an email also here, patient, doctors, and everything. Let's try it now. Click on -1. Yep. So let's say patient is system admin, doctor is able tutor, and other details is your chest pain. Okay, save it. Let's see whether it is working or not. So first of all, we can check the email logs. If alert, you can see here alert chest pain. It's perfectly coming now. Okay. Now if I open this with the record, what is the message it is in the email? Hi doctor, please provide your input ASAP. The one which we have written here. You can see, please provide your input ASAP. Correct. Now after getting this alert, after getting this email, what is the stuff which we have done? So if you see this, after send email, it has to update the medical store with a prescribed medicine as aspirin 1 tab. Let's go there and just refresh the page whether it is updated or not. And you can notice here it is updated as pre in one tab. So now we are able to create a subflow. We are able to call the subflow in a single flow. So that is called your subflow. So how to use it? I will again repeat from scratch. So first of all, you create your flow over here and call this subflow, whatever the flow you have created. Only thing is that from here you have to pass the input that will go to the input of subflow, which is over here. And as an output, you will get the record number. So how to check the output? So obviously you have to come to this execution and not from here. I guess from here you can check the executions. Open this and see it is evaluated to true. Open this. See everything is perfect. Context, everything is perfect. It has selected equal to chest. A subflow here it is passed as an input of table number. Everything is passed. And output, you got the sys ID of the record. If I open this record, see, this will give you the notification, notify Dr. Flow is in. And the record number is not coming over here. So, okay, I need to pass the record number details over here. What should be the record number created? So this we can do in the next video. So, but remember, you can create, you can find the execution. This is called after getting the email, my stuff is done. So how to call the flow? Subflow, create a subflow, create your inputs, whatever is there. This input will be coming from the input of the main flow. So whatever the input I will give, it will be passed to the subflow, and whatever the things you are performing, here you are sending an email, here you are updating the medical store, that will happen only with the inputs. And then it will end the flow. That's all on the subflow part. I hope it is clear. Now, second thing which we can do is we can create an action. So how to create an action in your ServiceNow Flow Designer. So till now we have seen how to create a flow. Now we'll see how we can create action in the flow. So see, click on this and we can create an action. Now let's say action name is medical store. Submit. No category, let it be. So when you create an action, if you notice, it's look like this. You have to create your input. You have to create your error evaluation. If you have any error evaluation methodologies, you can use it. What will be the output? So here you can create any input, and here you can write. Here basically you can create a new step. So let's say if you want to create a record or update a record, these all other stuff which you can do it. See, even you can write an own script also. So script part we will cover in the next video. We can choose any, you can perform the integrations also, but this is applicable only for the integrations hub, and integration hub is paid, guys, so we cannot use it here. So let's say uh, create record, and on which table you want to create a record. Let's say on incident table. You can choose incident table and what record you want to create. So you can create this record of your choice. So what I will do is I will delete this action and I will create one input here. Let's say variable name medical. Fine. And let's create a record. After this, let's choose a table incident. Add a field. I'm going to add a field called short description is medical store. Then description, then caller. Okay, caller is should be the reference from the medical table. So I can give a input here. Not caller, let it be short description. Here we can use the input which we created. Caller is something which I will go here back and I will create another input and I will put patient name. And obviously this should be the type reference. And it should be coming from which table? Sys underscore user. And what is the table name? User table. Fine. Go back to this part. Caller will be your input and patient name. That's it. Let's say. And then first step, second step is done. No scripting I'm doing. Save it. So this become an action now. And you can publish this action. Publish. And I will use this action on the main flow. So let's say once the flow after notifying doctor, let me call the action. And what is my action name? So my action name is MEDIC, medical store. And it will ask for the input, guys. See, correct? So what patient I will give here? So from on the medical store table, we have the patient name. So I will put the patient name over here. That will be passed as the input. Very simple, very simple. Just create an action. What action you want to perform? So I want to create an incident record. Okay, and this incident record will create a short description and the patient name. That's what I did. If you notice here, medical store. Here we have another column. So this should be the short description. So short description will be mm, prescribed medicines. Okay. And now patient name will be your inputs. Done. Save it. And let's see how it works. Save it, activate it. Now go and open the incident. So now we have around 473 records. Email is only one. Let me refresh it. So no, three. So let me delete these emails. These are from different tables, different flows. So you can ignore it, not tables. This also you can ignore. This also you can ignore. Yeah. Let me create a new record. So there's a shortcut to create a new record. You can put minus this ID equal to 1. So it will give you a new page instead of going back and doing it. So let's put system admin again, patient address India, and other details. Let's say chest pain. Doctor is your able tutor. Now, once I create a record, this flow will trigger and this flow will check whether you have a chest pain or not. If it is chest pain, it will call this subflow. So on this subflow, it will trigger an email and it will update the record. It is not saved. Is it? Maybe let me save it. Publish. So it will create a record. Sorry, it will update the same record with the tablet details, aspirin, and after updating, it will come to this part, medical store. It will create a record on incident table with these two information. Let's see whether it is working or not. And let me just go back and just click on save. Perfect. Let's go to the email and see whether it is working or not. Alert coming up. So it is perfectly working. Go back, refresh the page, whether tab is coming on. Tab is also coming. Do we have incident now? If I refresh the page, it should show me 474 records. I hope it should show, yeah, 474 records. Can you see? I think this is the one. No, which one it is? Let me sort it by just now. Right click, open the new, and there you go. Caller should be filled with the system admin. See, and short description is medical store. As simple as that. So we are able to create an incident from the flow designer, from the action, not a flow designer, from flow designer action. This is how it is. So we have seen flow, subflow, how to use subflow, how to pass an input, how to use action, how to pass input in the action, and that's all. So that's all for today. And the next video on the flow designer, we will learn how to script in the flow designer. Okay. And other videos will be coming very soon. So stay tuned and thank you so much for being part of my ServiceNow group as well as giving so much of love. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.